We're gonna go with the firefighters first. So Chief, you're gonna come on up?
All right.
Okay.
You can hold your applause. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the community of Three Rivers for putting this on. This is so awesome. My Ricky tofu cheesecake is what we've had in the past. Always look forward to that. Something that I don't have on the table every day. Supervisor Valero could not be here. He's prepping for a graffiti abatement program. He wanted to send his regards and congratulations to this year's recipients. So always big supporter of the fire department. We really appreciate that. One other item, I'd like to just offer a quick moment of silence for Rusty Crane. Such a huge member of our community up here, was a volunteer for us for 28 years, COS geology instructor, helped me so much in my late teens and early 20s when I was doing college level math at a 7th grade perception level, that just a big fixture in this community. We could all just have a moment of silence for him. Thank you so much.
We did honor Rusty previously for his work with a volunteer ambulance. And he thanked the Heroes program through the Lions organization. Yeah, awesome man.
It's, and just, and I know this night's about Blake, but Rusty Crane, in my early 20s, I was at an ambulance meeting, and they were talking about response times to Three Rivers, and he was a geologist and a math teacher. And Three Rivers or Exeter admin was saying, well, we can get to Three Rivers in about 21 minutes. And Rusty comes up, does a public comment, and goes, you realize you would have to be going 117.32 miles per hour to make that from Exeter Hospital. Okay, you can't argue with the facts on that. So that was very eye-opening. Get up, Blake, come on up. Yes. Just a few things about Blake. Come on up. Blake started with us in 2016 as an extra firefighter at our Tulare station, Station 25. He started on our first fuels crew in 2018, and with our fuel reduction with our bark beetle infestation, our tree mortality, we took a risk on that, started that. And for fuels crew, that is some of the most hazardous work we do in the fire service. It's hard work, it's sweaty, it's long, and it really has served as kind of our farm system. And some of the crew members that have done so much good work, they end up becoming full-time firefighters, as Blake's done here. He started with us full-time as a fire apparatus engineer and then promoted to lieutenant in 2020. He currently serves on multiple training cadres, including ventilation, hose appliances, swift water, and physical fitness. When you get involved in a cadre, it's not just putting your name on something, it's putting a commitment to whatever you're putting out. And seeing some of our recruits at the early level, some of the basis, he gets his fingerprints on all of our people through our training program, which really, putting his mark of approval really means so much to us. He was promoted to captain at last year, and he's been serving at Three Rivers for the last year. Getting to know Blake over the years, I think it was during the 2023 floods, and I met his parents at a family night and a promotional night, but his dad, Garrison roofing. His dad was getting off a roof in downtown Tulare, so this guy comes up and starts talking to me, "Now I know you from somewhere." He goes, "Yeah, my boy works for you." And I talked to his dad for probably a half hour, and I could see what he was doing, the leadership he was showing, just a small snapshot in time. I can see where Blake gets that work ethic from. I can see where he appreciates the fire service because he's had a real job prior to getting into fire service. Not that we don't have real jobs, but it's just having that work ethic and being able to have some blood, sweat, and tears in a very labor-intensive job has set him up for so much success. And hard work, tell the truth, have a commitment and passion for what you're doing. You don't do those three things, you're going to be a great firefighter and a great team member. That's what he does every day. That's what he does every day for the Three Rivers community. I won't butcher your kids' names. 4 children. We had 3 children, so he's 25% more insane than the Normans are. Everly, Logan, Riley, and Jax, and he's joined by Sydney, his wife. So with that, I'll be brief and I'll turn it over to you, buddy.
I'll keep it short. I've been here for about a year. I'm here. It's been a great time. The community has been super welcoming to me and the family. So it was a nice change of pace to come up here. Beautiful area. So I'm happy to be here. I'm here to stay for at least a couple of years, so I really enjoy it. So yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Where are you staying? Did you find a place in town, or did you have to?
Yeah, born and raised in Tulare.
Oh.
So it's a somewhat short commute. Yeah. So it's not bad. Yep. So.
Yeah. All right. You gotta tell us, what does a captain do? What do you do at our station?
So we
Don't
handle
big
the,
on this one.
so we handle the fixed and variable costs at the station. So we order everything from toilet paper all the way to, if we need certain appliances, or we keep everything running, so that the lieutenants, the people that really do the work, can do the work pretty much. So we keep them happy, and but yeah, just more on the financial side, and then we also do, the normal stuff, calls and apparatus work as well. But yeah, our primary difference is financial.
How do you keep up the engines? How do you keep up everything? Is there a separate section of?
Yeah, so we facilitate some of the maintenance to our road maintenance, but we do like checkouts every morning to make sure that everything's running fine. We do cold checks and oil and transmission fluids, stuff like that. Make sure that all the equipment's on there. So we make sure that if we have any issues, we send it up the chain. So.
Okay. What about training?
Usually we train on average, I'd say probably like once a month or so. I'm heavily involved with the cadres for the academies.
Yeah.
So from March to June or so, I'm pretty busy with that. But we try to stay at least maybe once every other shift training skills.
And that includes water safety?
Yes. Yep. So we're currently working on hopefully doing a quarterly swiftwater training schedule, so we can get guys in the water, get more reps, more practice. It's probably one of the most hazardous things that we do. So
Yeah.
the water's always changing.
Water and the lake.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
So in March, you're out there with the water training, right?
Yeah. All year. Yeah.
All year?
Yep.
Okay.
As long as the water levels permit. Yeah.
Okay. So are you gonna be there when we do the bathtub race in March?
Sure. Yeah. Maybe. I'm not sure what that entails, but sounds fun. So.
The last Saturday in March, we use these old cast iron bathtubs, and we try to race them across Lake Hawea, and it's a sight.
Man, I'll have to get in on that one.
It's for charity, so
Okay.
if your team wins, you
You get to
donate
keep
the
the
money.
bathtub, or?
You donate the money to the charity of your choice. But watching people try to figure out how to make this cast iron thing float, and then how to steer it,
Right.
it's hysterical. So if you're around, Chief back there is shaking his head.
No, it's great.
If you're
Sign up,
around, you
like-
should watch it. Bring your kids.
Yeah.
Captain, how many
Yes.
firefighters do we have on duty up here at Station 14?
One individual, up here. Yes, but we have 3 shifts. So we have A shift, B shift, and C shift.
So there's at least one firefighter here at
Yep.
all time.
Yep, and then one down in Lemon Cove as well, with a fairly quick response time. Yeah.
Are they lieutenant level or what level?
It just depends on the shift. So we have one captain per station, but it just depends on any given day. So right now it's B shift, so our other lieutenants are on duty, and then I come back on Sunday.
Do we have how many volunteers do we have up here now?
Currently at 14, we have no extra help,
No.
no extra employees. No.
Do you start getting the extra volunteers when it's summer, when it heats up?
Typically, we have our academy runs in January. I think this year we're not doing one, but I think maybe in the future we'll. Yep.
And we do have we have fuels crews in the summertime, so if we have something, we do have initial attack capabilities, and we do have automatic mutual aid with the other 17 agencies in Tulare, Fresno, Kings County.
Great, okay. Do you have any story you would like to tell us before someone tells a story on you?
Oh man, I had a pretty good wildland fire last summer. That went from, there's no humor in the story, but it was kind of like a wake up call for me for sure. Being you come up here and you assume that obviously you have wildland. I think the call went out like 11 p.m. We got off the line at 10 a.m. So it definitely gave me an appreciation for this area. And
Where was that particular fire?
it was right across from Horse Creek, right
Yeah.
across the west of the lake,
We were
right on
at-
that eastern or the western slope.
We remember, everybody freaks out. Goes,
Yeah.
And we go, our firefighters are here, calm down.
Yeah.
You know, but we see smoke and we go,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it was a good fire, yeah. It was a good one. I think it was like 250 acres or so. We finally-
It's got it knocked down pretty good.
Yeah.
It's my backyard.
I just remember it was 11 p.m. and I was looking like up, like this.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had hose on my back and I just.
Yeah, I drove down there. I thought those guys have made pretty good time getting up to that ridge.
It didn't feel like it at the time. But thank you, appreciate it.
Was it a combination of what, hand crews, and did you have any overflights?
Yeah, we did drops in the morning after, and then we worked alongside the CAL FIRE's agency as well. So we worked along with them, and then I think we did actually bring in our fuels crew the next morning to help us clean up the lines.
Great.
So story time.
Wonderful.
Does anybody here have a story about our guest? I know they may have
Oh, no. Yes? Anybody have a story? You mean you're gonna get off scot-free? All right, we'll just leave it be then. Okay, so let's see, what we have for you, first of all, here is the Board of Supervisors certificate of appreciation. There we go. And this is the Gateway's gift certificate, $50 gift.
Perfect, thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Bring your family to the restaurant.
Yeah, they're always hungry, tell you what.
And this year, Wendy McKellar did it. And Nancy helped with the frame, the glass, the whole setup.
Wow, that's beautiful, thank you very much.
Nice.
Very nice.
What we're like in the springtime.
Kids will love that, yeah.
And we'll look like that pretty soon. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
more months, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, well, thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, last but not least, it's our paramedic. Avondale.
There's nobody here to,
You get to tell all the stories you want. Peter, would you mind bringing me the stuff I left over there?
My name is Adam Bell. I'm a paramedic with American Ambulance Visalia. I work out of the station over here towards the base of the hill. We have been up here for about 3 years now. I think most everybody would know that. I've been doing this for about 2 years in Three Rivers. This is my primary duty station. I generally only work here and go pick up down in the city because you gotta have super excitement down there. We work 48-hour shifts, so we come on and work for 2 full days, and then have 4 days off, and then come back up and do it again. I've been on the ambulance since 2012, and a paramedic since 2018. And other than that, I don't have much more.
So what, it says on here, you began teaching emergency vehicle operations.
Yeah, so when I was in the Army, I learned how to drive Humvees, tanks, and 2.5 ton and 5 ton trucks. And
What years did you serve? Sorry.
1991 to 1997.
Oh, thank you.
So with all that, with being able to maneuver large vehicles fast, it kind of just fell right over into ambulances because I don't know if you hear about it, but ambulances are one of the most common emergency vehicles in collisions. So we've got a pretty comprehensive training at our company to try to reduce the amount of danger because there's a lot to driving an emergency vehicle, especially up here with all these curves. And I think everybody here has noticed that the tourists like to cut all the corners and just being aware and alert at all times.
So other vehicles are crashing into you, ignoring you, or what?
Oh yeah, it is.
It is never the fault of the ambulance.
Oh, but the ambulance always paid.
Oh, gee.
But up here, I don't think it's happened yet. I think there was one incident, but it was a parked vehicle versus the ambulance. Like we didn't hit the ambulance, but they were parked and bumped into one of our things or something. It was nothing major.
Okay.
See, never the fault of the ambulance.
Adam, question. I've noticed some construction signs up around the lake and up here actually. So I presume we'll be doing some repaving again up here. And this is single lane roads, so there'll be flagging spreads to do that work. What's your standard operating procedures when you come up to the end of a queue? Maybe there's 20 or 30 cars. Obviously, you're lit up. I think what's that called, code 4, whatever, you're lit up when you get to the end of the line. What's your standard procedure to get in touch, or how do you communicate with the traffic control to get around and get
As a
through?
general rule, so there's a whole lot of operation involved in that. As a general rule, we follow all traffic laws. You'll see us speeding, but we don't allow anyone to go more than 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. So when we see a stopped group of people, our first inclination is to stop. Why are they stopped? If we know there's construction, we'll pull over and we will never exceed 15 miles an hour going past that line of cars, because that other group that's going to be coming on us is coming. And we got to give them time to get over to the side and see if we can get everybody to park the C's for us. And then as soon as we see the flaggers, they'll get on the radio and they'll stop everybody and move everything out of the way. But if we're, like, sometimes the national park, we'll be going and they'll have that line all the way down to here. We have to get on the radio with the park, then they'll stop all traffic from their end, and then we'll just go as slow as possible all the way up on the opposite side.
Do you work in the park? I mean, if there's an accident in the park?
Yes.
you have to go?
We cover 3 rivers and the park all the way up to the snow line right now, up to the close.
Oh.
So I think the forest is closed. So we cover everything on this side, and then depending on the availability of ambulances in Orange Cove or Yokuts Valley, we could cover the entire park.
Adam, the park no longer runs their own ambulance.
They have to.
They still do?
They still have 2 ambulances. They're not full-time run.
Mhm.
They have the police officer, forest ranger, paramedics. So they're, because of
It's
budget cuts.
dependent on availability.
Yeah, so they're in a police car, and then whichever one of them gets to their ambulance first.
Wow, okay. And there's
And-
only one paramedic.
Right.
Yeah, well, they could paramedic, EMT, or they could be 2 EMTs or 2 paramedics. It's whoever gets there first, they have to have 2.
Right,
What's the
and
difference?
further on the park, if there's an incident in the park and it's picked up by the park service, they do an exchange, right? With you?
Yes, so there is some leeway in the rules on that one, but generally they will not transport to the hospital unless it is a fully and completely unstable person. If they're doing CPR, they'll stop and either try to flip them into ours and hop in with us, or we'll jump into their rig and bring all of our equipment and go in their rig to the hospital. But as a general rule, the federal government tries not to touch the state.
Yeah.
What's the difference between an EMT and a paramedic?
Whew.
Ego.
Think of it. Yes, ego. Think of EMTs as the more physical part of the job. EMTs, paramedics do what EMTs do as well. We bandage, we set bones, we help people up, put people on gurneys and all that. We do all that. But generally the EMT does the mechanical portion of it, and then they also treat people that are not really overly ill. They're like just a stomach ache or they got a headache, and it's not something urgent. The paramedic will drive. The paramedic gets involved when it is definitely cardiac, something where a person is unstable. It's something if a person really needs some treatments, airway treatments, medications, narcotic drugs for pain, obviously major traumas, things like that.
Do you have any trouble finding people in Three Rivers when there's a call for an
Never. You know how we find it? We follow behind the guy right back there. He's got lights blinking all over the truck. He knows where everything is. Pretty much, we go with whatever Google or Apple Maps shows. Most of the time, of course, there's a lot of memory of certain areas, like back up there on Kauai Road, I think it is.
Yes.
Kauai River Drive.
Yeah, those are crazy addresses.
Yes.
When do you call it for helicopter?
Ooh, again. If a person is obviously major traumas, we had a patient who had her back broken in several places, definitely helicopter. Nothing in that ambulance is gonna make her comfortable or safe getting her down there. Get her on a helicopter, they're gonna avoid all the bombs. If someone's having a stroke and they just had the stroke, and they have different classifications of strokes. If it is the highest classification, they have to go to Fresno. Kuya just is not gonna do the right treatment. They're a great hospital, but
And trauma.
if you have to get into the brain really quickly, Kuya doesn't have that. They don't have surgeons for that. Fresno does, so we'll call a helicopter to get those people straight there, because most likely there's a major clot that they can just go in there, snap out, and get the blood flowing again, and save that person. Other than that, yeah, it's mostly depending on how
Is it the
bad
sheriff's
their trauma.
helicopter you call it? Is it the sheriff's helicopter you use?
No, we use there's what do you call it? Skylight out of Fresno they have one in Visalia, and then the AMR1 Reach is in Porterville. Both of those, if both of those are busy, CHP has a helicopter, but that's EMT only. So if it's cardiac or something, they really try not to do that. They only major trauma. And then the Navy out of Lemoore, if they're not doing anything, they'll come out here, and then if there's a major water operation, like burning boat and a whole bunch of people are injured, they'll try to go out there because they have divers and stuff like that.
Wow, that's interesting.
Is Fresno, that's trauma 1 up at Fresno?
Yeah, that's trauma level 1. Yeah,
That-
Kuwait is
and-
trauma
and-
level 3.
Quiz 3?
3, yeah.
Yeah.
They're working on there too, but there's a lot of doctors that they would have to hire. It just it's hard to keep that.
Multidisciplinary doctors,
Yeah.
yeah.
So in addition to trying to find us here in Three Rivers, have you had any issues trying to get people out, like on a stretcher through stairways or narrow halls or anything?
It can be, but that's
Ambulance?
kind of a everywhere sort of issue.
Okay.
I mean, if you have somebody in your family who is ill, it's better to have them on the downstairs, not up a narrow set of stairs, but houses are houses, and many of these houses were built before gurneys were thought of, I guess. So, little inconvenience, but we have the Tulare County fire guys, and then we have the Cal Fire guys, and it's great to put people down with all those hands. So generally, I've never been on a call where we struggled to get someone out of their upstairs bedroom.
All right.
Well, if you don't have a funny story, I'll tell one real quick. And that's what my question was about your running into traffic control. And I can speak about this because I'm a certified traffic control supervisor until I retired. But we had a spread down here, I believe it was in Lemon Cove when we did that repaving job, and we had an ambulance come. They went through us going up the hill, so we knew they were coming back. So that tip, any ambulances going up the hill, we know they're coming back. Are they coming back hot? Are they coming back as a cancellation? So when they came back to us, we knew they were coming. What our common signals are when we see the ambulance at the end of the line, we've already notified everybody inside the spread that you guys are there. We might stand out on the road and tap on our hard hat, signaling you to come around, or we might hold our paddle out and kind of move it back and forth. What we don't do is wave our arms because 20 cars pull out in front of you coming around. There was an ambulance that came, we knew they were coming back down, and they came back down hot, and they came to the end of our queue. Well, we'd already sent our uphill traffic. So we had both lanes full. Now what we'll do is that we'll jump out and stop that uphill traffic so it'll leave a serpentine. So when you come around, you can get around, and then you're looking for the end of that queue, and then we'll start moving that so you can get around.
Yeah.
And of course, all the construction workers know you're there. But this ambulance that came back, when we gave them the stop, don't come yet. And I'm not going to say who they were, Exeter District Ambulance. And
Yeah, thank you.
and they went ahead and came around, and they weren't going to listen to us because, by God, they're the ambulance, and we're just some, dumb flaggers. Well, we had traffic coming up, and we'd unloaded a set of doubles that brought up a bunch of culvert pipes, and they were coming up to turn around. So they got down to those set of doubles, and they ran them off the side of the road. And they got around them, but unfortunately, the trailer was still stuck out in the zone, inside the work zone stuck out, and we couldn't move traffic either direction until we got the loader down there to pull that set of doubles out. And by this time, we had over 1.5 miles of traffic stacked up both directions. It was in the summertime. So that's something that you might,
Yeah, it's like I said, with us.
we don't have radio communications with you.
Yeah, well, with us, we always do what we're told by the person holding the sign, because it's not, there's an amount of ego in this business. And I personally try to tell all my people that I work with, shut your ego off, you don't want to have that. But with our policy, you're in charge of that dirt. I don't know where the hole is that you guys have dug, I don't know if there's.
Or the other traffic that you might not be able
Or
to, can't see.
others, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you ever see a bright red ambulance do something dumb like that,
Oh, we made
Go
the
down
call,
there
we
and-
made the call.
get a hold of me and I'll call the right person.
But
and
the
then-
thing is now, the traffic control people, they take great pride in bringing everything to a screeching halt, and they take great pride on how fast can we get you through. So there is pride on that end, but it's on how fast we can get you through, not how we can hold you up. So anyway, but it was a big set of doubles, and it took us about 35 minutes to get them out of there, so it was a mess. But thank you for what you do. And the other thing is, do you guys deliberately make those ambulances really uncomfortable to ride in? I mean, I tell you what, those are
Well,
they beat you to death now.
the easiest way to look at it, the gurneys are meant for a function. They're not meant for comfort at all. So that's just a foam pad. We're lucky we have a foam pad on that gurney. And it's not just a hard piece of plastic. The ambulances themselves, you have to think about, that is a standard Sprinter van that you can go down to Ford and buy. And then it's a half-ton van, and then they upgrade that rear suspension to at least 3/4 ton, because with all of our equipment that we put back there that's required by the state, plus we want to have our own stuff, plus the ambulance up here has even more stuff because we're up here by ourselves. And then we like to eat a lot, so the suspensions get pushed down a lot. So think of it like riding around in your dad's old 3/4 ton pickup truck. That's what the back of the ambulance is going to be like. It bounces hard. I mean, if you have a 1,000-pounder back there, that thing's going to ride smooth as can be.
Well, I can imagine trying to get an IV started while you're on the road can be pretty tricky.
Actually,
They don't start them.
call 911. I'll show you. It's pretty good. I've got very few complaints.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any stories to tell or questions to ask?
Just a thank you. You've been to my house twice for my mom, and I appreciate it both times. So thank you.
And you've taken me down the hill too, so.
Me too.
And we're very happy American Ambulance actually bit the bullet and put someone up here.
Oh yeah, we're very happy about it. Well, I personally am very happy. I love being up here. It gets me out of that town. Ooh, it's crazy down there. But everybody here is great. I love meeting everybody. Most people up here are of the mindset that the 911 is for emergencies and not to go get my hangnail fixed. Which in the city of Visalia, I ran that call. And then also, just if you know anybody with motorcycles up here, tell them to slow down. It's not, fun is fun, but man, I am so tired of picking people up off the side of the road during the summer. Because that motorcycle just goes. Oh, I do have a funny story though.
Oh, good.
So about a month ago, we got a call for a vehicle upside down in the river. We get racing out there, and we go, and Hanson was there. We get all set up again. I'm pretty sure you were there. And that van was upside down, and it had been there for at least over a month. CHP's like, or the sheriff's like, just go home, go back. But he's in there looking, trying to see if there's anything inside his van. It was, people call 911 for vehicles that have been here forever. And it was just funny because we have to do this whole, for us, it's funny, because we have to do this whole setup and this whole thing, because whether that vehicle's been there for 1 day or 1 month, it's brand new to us. And we have to do this whole thing. And then we've had a motorcycle that was that way. It was there for at least a week. We've had a van. Yeah, it's just very interesting to work up here.
Well, there's a couple up in Cherry Falls that have been there for 40 years, so you know up there.
All right.
Okay, great. Thank you. see what we've got here. First of all, we have the certificate from the supervisors. Thank you for your service. Here you go. And then we have the Gateway certificate, gift certificate. $50. Go have a meal on them.
Thank you very much.
And what Wendy McKellar did for
Oh.
your, isn't it beautiful?
That is very good.
So, and once again, Nancy helped with the frame and the glass and everything.
I have to fight my son.
Oh.
Well, you want to keep that up here when you're sleeping up here so you can work.
The spiders will get it.